Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us on this Saturday morning for another myExams webinar. I'm just quickly going to switch on my camera so I can introduce myself. My name is Richard Wright, and I'm from ADOVH. That's the Academic Development Open Virtual Hub, and we provide a lot of student support to really prepare you for our readiness. So, as you can see, we're broadcasting again today from the gaming studio. We've actually got Lwazi here as well that will be doing introductions today. And we'll actually also introduce a new AI assistant with who you can actually ask questions and get instantaneous responses. So stay tuned for that. But before we start, let's just hear from Prof. Maganu, our new ED for the Department of Tuition Support and Facilitation of Learning. Thank you.
Hi, Richard. The video is not playing.
Wishes. Greetings.
Sorry about that. We just have a little bit of a mix-up here with the screens. So let me just quickly put up the correct one here, and then we will start again.
Greetings, dear students. I am Professor Maganu, the Acting Executive Director in the Department of Tuition Support and Facilitation of Learning. On behalf of ADOF, which is one unit in our Department of Tuition Support and Facilitation of Learning, I want to say our warm wishes for your exams that are coming. We know that you are experiencing a myriad of challenges. We are cognizant of what you are going through in different contexts, in different regions, and also different places across the globe. But we want to say, as a student of UNISA, also we know that you are resilient and no problem is bigger than you. Manage these challenges that want to deter you, that want to take you off path, and make sure that you make use of every little opportunity. Study hard, contact your module leader when you are experiencing challenges related to the academic matters, and contact the support departments for any challenge that pertains to administrative matters. But we wish you all the best from DTSFP and ADOF. May all of you pass. Thank you.
So with that encouraging words from our ED, I think we are good to get started. So I just also want to let you know we have quite a few staff members in the chat as well. So please post in the chat. You will note that your cameras and the microphones have been disabled, but we have support from various departments. So you can post a question in the chat and they will respond to you while we continue with the program. Now, I also just want you to note the program. Please ask your questions if it's relating to, for instance, proctoring tools when we're actually covering that topic. So we will be covering everything that you do need to know to be ready for the exams. So as I mentioned earlier, so we're broadcasting here from the gaming studio. And today we're also releasing Lwazi, and this is our humanoid robot that's going to be also an AI assistant to assist you with any of your exam queries. So I'm just quickly going to hand over to her to give her an introduction, and then we will get started with you accessing your exams and what type of exams you might encounter with UNISA. What is academic integrity? Why is it so important that we're using these proctoring tools? I will guide you exactly through how to set up the proctoring tools and do a mock exam to make sure it's working. And then, as always, cover what support channels are available if you do encounter any problems during your exams. And also, if you perhaps differently enabled, what paths are there available for you to take for your examinations. But first, let's hand over to Lwazi to do an introduction.
Good morning, students. My name is Lwazi, and I am delighted to be here with you today. I am a humanoid robot at the University of South Africa, and I am here to provide you with support on digital skills and online learning. First and foremost, I would like to extend my heartfelt thanks to our esteemed program director and the Academic Development Open Virtual Hub NOAA's ATOVH for giving me this incredible opportunity to assist and support all of you. It is truly an honor to be part of this innovative initiative. I am here to assist you prepare you for your online exams on the myExams platform. Today, in our workshop, I will guide you on how to access your exams and how to utilize the proctoring tools available to you, including Moodle proctoring, Invigilator app, and Iris proctoring. It is essential that you feel comfortable and confident as you prepare for your exams, and I am here to ensure that happens. Stay tuned as I am excited to introduce you to a newly released online AI assistant that is powered by me. My online chat interface will provide you with additional support and resources as you prepare for your exams. Once again, thank you for this opportunity, and I am looking forward to assisting you in any way I can. Let's work together to make your online learning experience smooth, successful, and enjoyable. Thank you.
Okay, so that's a quick introduction to via Lwazi, and please stay tuned for when we are going to be releasing the toolbot that will be able to assist you as well with any additional questions that you might have that we might not be covering during this session. Now, as always, firstly, I'm going to just post in the chat a link to a pre-course assessment. Please complete this assessment during the session before we delve into the proctoring tools, as we do want you just to know what is your understanding before you actually do this course, the webinar, and then as always also what is your understanding afterwards, so that will really help us just to see, is there any areas that we perhaps need to improve on a bit, or you know, realign so that it can better understand the content. I'm also quickly from my side just going to release a poll, so please let us know what is it perhaps that you want to learn about today, so that we know when we get to those topics what are the main topics that you are looking out for. So please complete the poll in the chat as well. Now, the first thing I do need you to do is, and this is very important, is everything that we're going to be covering is available on the online course. Also, you know, when we get to the mock exams, all the links are available on this platform. So I'm going to post a link to this platform in the chat as well. So you can use the link in the chat, or you can actually write down the URL. It's the short URL is bit.ly/my exams guide. Just note the E and the G in exams guide must be uppercase. So it is unfortunately case sensitive, the back end of the URL. But if you've got your cell phone ready, you can always scan the QR code as well. So we will share this again if you have not had time yet to write this down. So later we will show you afterwards again the URL so you can get access to the site, because it's very important that you do get access to these resources, as these are the resources that we will be referring to during this session. Now, a lot of you,
As we all know,
sorry. So as you might know, the first thing is to how do you actually going to access your online exams. So Lwazi will give you an introduction, then we'll take you step by step through on how to access your online exams.
as we all know, exams are a crucial part of your academic journey. They assess your understanding of the course material and help you showcase the knowledge and skills you've gained. That's why it's essential to know how to access and navigate the myExams platform smoothly so you can successfully complete your assessment.
So yes, so this is a major part, is do you know actually how to access your online exams? So you might know already, you will not be writing on the My Modules under myUNISA. This is separate portals on which you actually do your assessments. And interesting enough, every college has a separate instance of the myExams. So if you, for instance, doing modules from a different college, you might be writing on 2 different portals. But it's very easy to access if you follow the guide that we've got, so you don't need to know on which college portal you are. You can actually have a look before, make sure that you can log in and that your modules are listed. Now, there is a few steps. The first thing is to open up myUNISA. You don't need to sign into myUNISA. All you need to click is on the myExams portal button under important links, and that will then display a page on which you can select the date on which you will be writing and then your module. So if we have a look at the process, if you go to myUNISA, for instance, you click on myExams. This will open up the exams portal, and there you can select the date. And then once you select the date, it will list all the modules available on that date. But just note on this page, it only lists today's date and 4 days in advance. So if you're going to be writing, say, in 6 days, it will not be listed here. But if you know you're going to be writing in 4 days or 5 days, come and have a look, see if your module is there, listed there. Sign into the portal, make sure your module is listed on there, so you know you are ready for the day. Now, as we mentioned, so you just need to click on the module that you'll be writing. This will open up the login screen. So you need to now log in with your MyLife email address, the same as what you do with your My Modules. So nothing has changed on this side. Just make sure you do know your MyLife email and your myUNISA password. So remember, the 2 passwords are always linked. Now, if you have a problem logging in, say they say your password has expired, or you need to change your password, I suggest go to my admin and change it there. Do not go through the Microsoft route. We did have a few students where, for some reason, when they try to log in, it said they must update their password. Don't do it on Microsoft. Do it on myUNISA under my admin. Now, the login process, as we mentioned, you type in your MyLife email address. So it needs to be the complete email address. Your password will be your myUNISA password. And then, as always, if this is your own device, you can select yes and then show this again. But if you're borrowing a device or using a computer, for instance, a library, rather select no, so that nobody else can get access to your information. So this will open up the myExams portal for your college. As you can see, it looks exactly the same as what it does, for instance, my modules. The only big difference is instead of my modules at the top, it now says myExams. And if you click on the drop down, your module will be listed on there. So then you select your module, and then your exam will generally display in the bottom right. Now, when it displays here, you'll notice if you go in beforehand, it will tell you that it's not open yet. But at least if you can get to this page, you know you've got access and exactly what time it will open on the day. Now, as you might know, if you're going to go to your how can I say, your exams timetable, they might list various types of assessments. So these are the typical three that you will find. The one is MCQ exams, and this uses the quiz activity, so it's multiple choice. So if you've done an assignment using the quiz tool, it works more or less exactly the same. The second one is the take-home exams. So this uses the assignments tool. So if you have done a written assessment, you've actually done an assignment on it, where you upload your assignment, it works exactly the same. Now, the third one is a bit different. This is module arrangement. Note, if it's module arrangement, you're not going to be writing on myExams. You're not going to be writing a take-home exam. You're not going to be writing a quiz activity MCQ. In this instance, you have to submit on my modules. And this really generally refers to something like a portfolio, or maybe it's continuous assessment, where all your assignments through the year count towards your year mark. So if it says module arrangement, you have to refer to your tutorial letter, to your lecturer, on how it's going to be assessed. If it's portfolio based, if it's continuous assessment, any of those types. So just make sure that you know exactly which type you will be writing for your modules. And just remember, MCQ exams uses the quiz activity, take-home exams uses the assignment activity, and module arrangement you will submit on my modules, so you won't be writing an exam. It's generally like portfolios or continuous assessments. Now, I do know all of you want to get started into the proctoring tools, how to set it up. That's usually the biggest anxiety. We'll take you through how easy it is actually to set up and test out beforehand. But before that, we just want to highlight why is it so important that we actually use these tools. So for this, we actually have an introduction by Lwazi, and then we've also got an introduction by Ms. Khumalo from the Exam Council. And then I'll hand over to Ingrid to do an introduction also to you on how you can avoid academic dishonesty. But first, I'm just going to play the introductory videos.
Today, we will delve into a topic that is at the very heart of our academic community, academic integrity. Academic integrity is the moral code or ethical policy of academia. It encompasses values such as honesty, trust, fairness, respect, and responsibility. Upholding these values is essential, as they ensure a fair and positive learning environment for us all. By adhering to the principles of academic integrity, you are not only contributing to a positive and fair academic community, but also building a solid foundation for your future. Let's explore this topic further and understand how we can all work together to uphold the values of academic integrity at Team University.
Hello everyone, my name is Pindwe Kamlani and I'm the chairperson of UNISA's Online Examination Committee. We are approaching the examination season, which is a difficult period as you prepare for your final examination. To prepare you for your online examinations, we have prepared a step-by-step guide to guide you through your examination sitting. We have also prepared for you a mock examination in order to test your readiness. You can also attend training where you'll have an opportunity to ask questions that you may have in preparing for your online examinations. In tightening our controls, UNISA has introduced proctoring tools in order to authenticate your identity and record your surroundings. That being said, we have noted an increase in solicitation of our students through SMSs by third-party suppliers, enticing our students to write on their behalf. While UNISA has opened up a case with the Hawks in order to investigate how these suppliers have received our student details, we have assured ourselves through data that majority of our students have not participated in such fraudulent activities. However, We have identified that there has been some students who have shared their login details with these suppliers. In some cases, these students have purchased scripts from the said suppliers. Our measures of identifying academic dishonesty has proven to be effective, as over 97% of students who have been identified have received sanctions of between 1 to 3 years from the university. These students can no longer proceed with their academic year and will have to wait until the sanction period lapses before completing their studies. Students will also not be able to register at other South African universities during this period. Having sat in disciplinary proceedings, students who have been identified have been remorseful and were unaware of the consequences of their action. Because the sanctions reflect on the student's academic record, it affects their employment opportunity and their professional integrity. We urge our students not to engage in such dishonest behaviors, as it is not worth it. Our stance is to protect all students' qualification, and we shall do so vigorously and unapologetically. We wish all our students all the best for their examinations and as they complete their qualifications with the leading African university, UNISA.
So with that introduction, I'm going to hand over to Dr. Merez on also to give you an overview of what exactly is academic integrity and how you can avoid academic dishonesty. Thank you, Ingrid.
Thank you very much, David, and welcome, students, and I hope your exams are going well for those of you that have started. So academic integrity is critical to your success in university and beyond. But let's explore what it means and why it is essential in online exams. Everything related to universities in South Africa and beyond rests on the core tenet of academic integrity. Universities can only function in society if they and everyone involved in them, management, lecturers, researchers, administrators, and you, the students, live the values of academic integrity. If we don't all act with these values, we all lose credibility, and that means the degree that you are studying for will also lose its credibility. This has dire consequences for everyone involved. It makes people, including possible employers, distrust that the degree that you as a student received is worth the paper it is printed on. So what are these values? Honesty is the most fundamental value. It starts with individual action and then embrace the whole community. You can show honesty by being truthful, giving credit to the work other people did, keeping promises, and being factual. Honesty leads to the next value. Trust is being able to rely on the truth of something or someone. Trust is a two-way street. You need to be worthy of trust. You need to be worthy of other people's trust and then act in a manner of trust to people. You as a student can promote trust by preparing work that is honest, thoughtful, and genuine. You can demonstrate trust by acting with genuineness, promoting transparency, and encouraging mutual understanding. The next value is fairness, showing impartial treatment and a lack of favoritism. Students can show their fairness by doing their own work, acknowledging borrowed work, respecting rules and policies, and maintaining the reputation of your university. You can demonstrate fairness by taking responsibility for your own actions and following rules and policies. Respect is keeping something in high regard or esteem. It is treating yourself and others with dignity. As a student, you show respect by using opportunities to learn, such as this webinar, taking active responsibility for your own education, and participating fairly and kindly. You can demonstrate respect by listening to feedback, open communication, and recognizing the consequences of your actions. We share responsibility as a learning community by being accountable, by seeking information about about what you need to know from your lecturers, and about policies. You demonstrate responsibility by holding yourself and others accountable, knowing and following rules and policies, and modeling good behavior. And finally, courage, acting and upholding your values despite fear. It is holding yourself and your fellow students to the highest standards of academic integrity. You can demonstrate courage by taking a stand against wrongdoing, calling it out, and defending integrity. If you act in a manner inconsistent with these values, in other words, if you choose to cheat or pay someone to write your exam or plagiarize, it is likely you will do similar things in the workplace. No employer wants to appoint a cheat. So if you have a disciplinary case on your academic record, an employer might decide not to give you a job. If society believes that UNISA students cheat, they will not value graduates with degrees from UNISA. The university will get a bad reputation, and we might lose accreditation from quality assurance bodies like the Council of Higher Education or professional bodies such as the South African Institute of Chartered Accountants, which currently recognize UNISA as a place that produces quality graduates. So what is cheating? I've been talking a lot about why you shouldn't cheat, but you might not always recognize your behavior as cheating. So let's think a little bit about what cheating is. So it is the buying or selling of an exam paper is illegal. During an exam, I would recommend not even sharing the question paper with anyone, not your friends or fellow students. You might think you are doing a friend a favor, only to find out your friend sold the paper to a ghostwriter. Some dishonest people are going to attempt to sell you the answers for exams. This is called contract cheating or ghostwriting. These people or services will get the exam paper through illegal means and dishonest people. They attempt to work out the answers and then offer these answers for sale. These people may even give students tips to try and fool their lecturers, such as changing the order of answers or making deliberate mistakes. But what also happens is sellers will give the same answer script to more than one student. The result? There are always a few students who don't make any changes, and from these, the rest are found out. Another form of contract cheating is to ask or pay another person to write an exam on your behalf in real time. That person will attempt to present themselves online with your credentials. However, with UNISA's use of Iris, the Invigilator app, and Moodle proctoring software, we can determine if multiple assessments are being written from one location and even by the same person through webcam photos. The exam rules expressly forbids the use of generative AI for writing exams, and in most cases also prohibits going online to find answers in any way. Unless specifically stated, assume your exam is a closed book exam and that you're not allowed to look at your study material while you are writing the exam. Plagiarism is using someone else's ideas without acknowledgement. In an exam situation of less than 4 hours, you might not necessarily be asked to reference every idea, but you cannot copy and paste from other sources, including your study guide. You must still use your own words. Students often form study groups that are a wonderful resource for both study and emotional support for students in distance education. However, some students form groups where they help each other cheat, and maybe even without meaning to. Sitting together and working together as a group to answer questions is not allowed during exams. This includes using Telegram or WhatsApp or any other social media platform. And that is whether you are asking a question or sharing answers. The best way to avoid sharing answers is to make very clear rules amongst your study groups. Act with trust and honesty, even when your lecturers can't see you. Not using the prescribed invigilation software, whether it's Moodle, proctoring, Iris, or the Invigilation app, is a transgression of academic integrity, since it is your responsibility to be aware of the rules and follow them. Students must take responsibility for using the software correctly, including setting up and testing beforehand. And we have made all of these resources available that we're talking about today, so that you can prepare and be prepared for your exam. Lastly, the upload time at UNISA. This time is not part of your writing time. When your writing time is finished, you need to stop and either save and upload your file as a PDF or scan a handwritten answer into a PDF and then submit. Make sure these PDFs are accessible, so it must have no restriction like passwords and it must open. You can test this process before exams by saving a Word document as a PDF and sending it to a friend to see if they can open it, and practicing how to scan if you're going to be handwriting and scanning. The upload time is used by the university to help resolve any upload issue. If you choose to ignore this rule and continue to write, only to experience a real issue in the dying minutes, be aware that the university will not, under any circumstances, accept your script outside of this upload time. So, in the chat, just let us know, what do you believe is the most common form of academic dishonesty amongst students? Is it plagiarism, cheating, fabricating data research, or unauthorized collaboration? There is a formal process that is followed when lecturers identify possible, and my colleague Jessica has just shared the question with us. Please access the chat and answer the question there. So what happens when the university finds out that you are cheating? There's a formal process that is followed when lecturers identify possible cases of plagiarism or cheating. This includes lecturers gathering all the evidence needed and marks being withheld while the investigation takes place. Students are issued warning letters and can decide to accept or contest the charge. If students contest the charge, a formal hearing is set and guilt determined on the probability of evidence. If found guilty, sanctions are implemented. Students can be represented by a fellow student or an SRC member. Students may appeal, but the appeal is final. So what are the consequences when you are found guilty or accept guilt for cheating in an exam? Sanctions can vary from failing the module and having to re-register to a suspension lasting from 6 months to 5 years. Sanctions also appear on your academic record and will follow you throughout your career, as any time you apply for a job, your academic record will show that you acted without integrity. Serious and repeated cases will have more serious sanctions, such as cancellation of all credits that you have already accumulated. If your degree is registered with a professional council, they may not allow registration with that body, meaning that you will not be able to practice for the degree you studied. And again, on the chat, my colleague Jessica will share this question. What factors do you think contribute most to academic dishonesty? Pressure to achieve high grades, time constraints and heavy workload, lack of understanding about academic integrity rules, or access to technology that facilitates cheating? So we've talked a lot about what you shouldn't do, but what can you do to make sure that you don't transgress academic integrity rules? First of all, study something you love. If you're passionate about something, you are less likely to cheat and want to cheat. Plan your time. Often when students get caught and they are asked why they cheated, they say that they just didn't have enough time to study because they either over-enrolled or they left everything to the last minute. So manage your time. Don't enroll for more modules than you have time to do it in. Don't cheat because you procrastinated. Practice your skills. Practice the skills to build your confidence in your abilities and reduce your temptation to cheat. If you know your work, if you know how to do it, you're not going to want to cheat because you are confident that what you know and how to and how you know and how you write, that you can do this. And then finally, ask for help. Reach out to others. People in at the regional centres, ADOV, your lecturers. If you're struggling, ask for help rather than cheating. And finally, whistleblowing. If you hear anything about somebody selling exam question papers or people cheating, blow the whistle on them. Remember, other people's actions also influences you. If your degree will be devalued if people perceive UNISA students to be cheats. So be courageous and blow the whistle on bad actions. Academic integrity belongs to all of us. We are all part of the puzzle of academic integrity. We all have a role to play. We are all a little piece of a bigger picture. But even if one piece goes missing, the picture is never complete. Students may wonder whether all of these rules are necessary, but these rules are here to protect your degree. And our last question, in your opinion, what is the most effective way to promote academic integrity in educational institutions? Strict enforcement of academic integrity policies, educating students about plagiarism and proper citation, encouraging a culture of honesty and responsibility, or providing access to plagiarism detection tools and resources. Students, good luck with your exams, and I trust that you will be acting with your own best interest and the best interest of the university during this exam period. Thank you, everyone, and back to you, Richard.
Yeah, thank you, Doctor. So, well, that introduction of why academic integrity is so important to really safeguard the qualifications that you are studying. And let's have a look at the proctoring tools. First, we're going to have an introduction by Lwazi on the proctoring tools, and then we will hand over to David that will take you through an introduction on the course, where you can find the proctoring tool material, how to set up your profile picture, and also how to do Moodle proctoring and the Moodle proctoring mock exam. And then from there, we will continue with all the other proctoring tools, the Invigilator app and the Iris invigilation. So first, we will just have an introduction by Lwazi.
As we continue to navigate through our digital learning environment, it is essential that we ensure the integrity and security of our online exams. That brings us to our next topic, the proctoring tools used by our university for online exams. Proctoring tools are software applications or platforms that help monitor and verify student activity during online exams. These tools play a crucial role in maintaining the integrity of the examination process by preventing any form of malpractice or dishonesty. Our university utilizes a range of proctoring tools, including Moodle proctoring, Invigilator app, and Iris proctoring. Each of these tools has been carefully selected to provide a secure and thorough examination environment for all students. In the following session, we will delve into the details of each of these proctoring tools, and I will guide you on how to use them effectively. So, stay tuned and let's explore how these tools can help us maintain the highest standards of academic integrity during our online exams. Thank you.
So yes, with that introduction, let's hand over to David Harperstad that will take you through the initial steps to getting started. Thanks, David.
Good morning, students, and thank you, Richard, once more. Glad you guys are here on a Saturday. I'm just quickly sharing my screen. All right, so guys, very importantly, if you might have missed it, if you joined a little bit late, please check the web link that's in the chat. We'll post it again. So please come over to the adov.unisa.ac.za site and then log in with your MyLife email account, exactly the same way you're doing with my modules. But then please join the STU 200, and this is where all the myExam information is sitting that we are working through this morning. So this is quite important. All right, so with proctoring tools, guys, so as you've seen, we've tackled lesson 1, how to access your myExams. Then we built onto it with the different types of exams that you can face or assessments. And now we're going to move on to lesson 3, the proctoring tools. Now, I already saw a question about how do I know which tool do I need to use? It's coming up right now, so it's a very good timing of that question. So as Richard said, we've got 3 different types of proctoring tools at UNISA. We've got our Moodle proctoring, which is the one I'm going to show you. Then we've got Invigilating app. And then the last one is Iris, but Iris is only limited to the CSET college. All right, and there's certain modules with CAS, if I remember correctly, that actually uses Iris. Otherwise, you're most likely going to use one of the top 2, and that's basically where we're going to start. So the first thing you can do, and you can even do this today as soon as possible, is to please upload your profile picture. So I'm just click on the lesson page, and then we're giving you guys the detailed steps what to do. So it's very important that you can do it. You can see my picture's up already. Please note, this is only going to be on UNISA. So your myUNISA, my modules platform, the page, that's where you will see your profile picture. You will not see it under myExams. Okay, only on my modules, you'll see your profile pic. myExams, you will not see anything. So that is perfectly correct. So don't panic if you go to myExams and you don't see your profile picture. That's not a problem. Just make sure it's under my modules. You can see yourself when you log in, where you access all your study material. Very importantly, guys, have a look at this pink writing over here. With your smartphone devices, you might need to change some of your settings, landscape, portrait, or desktop version view, so that you can be able to see the edit profile button, because sometimes the screen doesn't quite fit it in. So it might be a little bit of a challenge. So yeah, we give you the steps. You go to myUNISA. You log in, you go to my modules, you click on it. On the right-hand side, you should see your name, okay, your name, surname, and then you should see a blank something like this. So it means your picture's not there. You're just going to go to Profile. You'll click on the Edit button, even though it might be a little bit on the left-hand side. Then you will open a page like this. So once you click on Edit, it will open like this. Then you're going to click on your Upload file. So it's only one file that you can upload, guys, and it's about 50 megabytes. So just have a nice picture of yourself. So ladies, you don't have to worry about hair and makeup and all those things. You can just come as you are, beautiful as you are, and just upload a nice picture of yourself. Just take note of the type of files that you can use, because it's an image. So it must be an image file. And then you can click on the button to quickly upload. So it's very similar to your written assessments. If you've done those, it's actually the same step. The only difference is we are uploading now an image. So you click on choose file, you're going to go find that pretty picture of yourself, and then you'll click on upload. And then you should see your picture appearing. As you can see, this guy's happy. He's writing exam, he's smiling. It means he has no stress. And then you can click on update. So once you click on update, you should immediately see your picture popping up on the right-hand corner, just like mine. And there we go. So that's quite easy to do, very few steps. And we even created a video here for you guys to go through as well. So just remember, guys, very, very importantly, this is only on myUNISA under my modules. So nothing to do with myExams. You don't have to worry about it. Then once you've uploaded your picture, excellent, you're done. Let's move on to the next page in our lesson 3, the proctoring tools. So that question that was in the chat, there we go. So you come here, you type in your module code. I'm just going to use the first few letters just to show you guys. And then what will happen is it will tell you which college, which module you're having, what assessment type do you need to go and practice, and what proctoring tool is associated with that assessment type. Now, when you see something like refer to your module site or module arrangement, that means you need to go back to my modules and go to that module and go to read the announcements from your lecturer and any other information that they've given you, because it will explain what you need to do for that specific module. Okay, so that's very important. So module arrangement, go back to my UNISA, go back to my modules. Then you can see, for example, for this module, there's an MCQ and it says you need Moodle proctoring. All right, and then for ENG 1501, it's a take-home exam and it's invigilating app. So guys, this is how you get to see which proctoring tools do I now need to go and practice. Okay, so you don't just go practice them because they're there. You practice them based on your modules that you're going to write. Okay, so there we go. So these are the ones that you can access. So it's very easy to do. Just type in your module code and the system will automatically generate it. I just did this way so I can show you some examples. Okay, great. Now I know if I'm doing this module, I need to do Moodle proctoring. Great, so let's move on. So then I go to the next page. And then once it opens, there we go, some information. So take note, Moodle proctoring, Invigilating app, and Iris, they're all sitting under lesson number 3. So where all the resources are sitting that you can start. But as I said, don't skip anything. So work through lesson 1, 2, then move on logically to lesson 3. Right, now with Moodle proctoring, guys, you might see it also called a webcam. You might see that also popping up. What happens is it takes a picture about every 30 seconds or so. It does not record sound, so don't panic. It's just taking a picture of you in front of your screen, writing the multiple choice exam. Okay, so that's really what it's going to do. And the nice thing is you don't have to download anything. It's all built into the Moodle platform itself. Speaking about Moodle platform, guys, please do not download the Moodle app and think that's going to help you with your exams or it's got anything to do with your exams. It really isn't going to help you at all. So please leave the Moodle app. It's very generic. It's got really nothing to do with UNISA as such. So please forget about it. Just work through the resources that we're showing here. So just a point for those students who might think Moodle app is something they need. They do not need it at all. Right, so as we said, as we continue now, so once you've got to this point, which is basically following the same steps from lesson 2, so you get to the module, you're going to click on this little icon, and then the page is going to open to say to you the date, the time. It's a multiple choice question, so the basic exam info is going to pop up. You're going to click on attempt quiz now, and immediately this is going to pop up. So your web browser is immediately going to see that the website wants to use your camera, and you must say allow. If you don't, the web page then is also going to indicate that your webcam is not active, and it's a problem, a big problem indeed. So I will show you if you block it accidentally, and I will show you now in a few minutes how to unblock it. So that's something you must go and practice. Make sure you know how to do it. So you click on allow, all right. You attempt your quiz, and then immediately it should pop up your screen with you. You should be able to see yourself, all right? But the start attempt button is not activated. So what you have to do is there's a little checkbox over here. You're just going to click inside it, and then you'll see the start attempt button will become available to you. All right, then you click on it and it will enter into the platform. This is why we've given you guys the mock exam so you can test out your device. More than one device, I hope. Always have a plan B so that you can see how does the platform interact with your device. So it's not really about the 5 little questions that we're giving you. It's really about your device and the platform that you need to use. All right, so once you've done that, and then the platform will start and you can do the little exam. But here we go. Here's also the video that we've got for you just to explain all the steps that you've done. Great. So you've gone through this, you've gone through the video, you're very comfortable, you understand what you need to do. Now, if you scroll down a little bit, right towards the end of the page, you're going to find the link that's going to take you to the mock or demo exam site, okay? So all you're going to do is you click on it. Okay, if you do the website, it will give you some updates just to say your progress. So you just say, okay, you might not see that yet. All right, and then if you scroll down a little bit, this is we're just explaining again, it's the MCQ, so you're in the right place. There is a forum, but of course we want to look at the exam. So then you're just going to click on the exam page. It's going to open up, and what's the first thing that's going to happen? Hopefully you guys were paying attention. It's going to say to me, this web page has got a camera access built inside of it. So do you want me to allow the camera? Yes or no, allow or block. So what I'm going to do deliberately, I'm going to say I'm going to block it because I want to show you what happens. Can you see the page says to you, you need to allow camera access. Otherwise you don't get a result, guys. Then in your browser window, in the address bar, you'll see there's the icon and it says there, the nice big red circle and a white X. You're blocking me. So what do I need to do? I click on it. I say always allow, and I click on done. Then I must just click on refresh so the page can refresh itself. And now my camera's come on. I can actually see my laptop. The camera light has come on. Please go and practice what I've just showed you. Deliberately block it and unblock it, and block it and unblock it. So you get comfortable with the accidentals if in case you block it, and try more than one device to see how does it look. All right, so here's our exam. So we've kept it nice and open for you, so you don't have to worry about expiring or anything like that until next year. So it's a quick little question, MCQ question, 2 marks, total 10 marks. Again, it's not about the content, it's really about how does it behave, and I'm going to show you. Then we've also included the Moodle myExams guide for the Moodle proctoring here, a link here as well for you. So please also check it out. And of course, the exam rules. Guys, please make sure you read your exam rules. A lot of questions and emails that we get, usually it's basic things from the exam rules. Okay, so please go check them out. In your case, it will say attempt quiz, but in my case, because I've done it many, many times with training, it's going to indicate reattempt. So not a problem. The second time you do it, it will also do the same with you. So I click on it, and there we go. So I'm in the mini studio. This is also where we record videos. So there you can see me. And okay, my camera is working because I can see me, beautiful. And then if I scroll down a little bit, you'll see the start attempt. You can see it's not active, and I have to click on this little guy. Now it becomes active, and then I can click on start attempt. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a few seconds. It's going to start up, and there you go. On the right-hand side, there you can see the camera, and then you can see there's your questions. And then in the middle of the screen, you can actually see where the questions are located. All right, so that's quite important to remember that this is the layout. You'll see there's the time, although it's a little bit frozen. Oh no, there we go. Okay, I think we might just need to clear some cookies on the side. Let me just wait a little bit with this one. We've used it so many times. There's so many training guys. I think even the web browser is getting a bit tired. So it's always good. There we go. Just to make sure you clear your cookies of your web browser and the cache, just to make sure it's as fast as it possibly can be. Now with the exam, there we go. So I'll start, I say next page, and I move on to the next question. But now you must be very careful, guys, because in your multiple choice, you might not have a previous page. They might not allow you to go back, depending on the setup of the exam itself. Okay, so just remember that. Okay, I see the chat bot is sitting right in where my next button is. Okay, obviously with my browser, I think I need to clear the cookies myself. Okay, there we go. You can see my web browser is doing that. Okay, don't worry, that's just my browser, guys. It won't be like that with your exam because I've done this, as I said, many, many times. And that's really how the multiple choice is going to work. But we want you to use this platform just to go and test your devices. That's the most important thing, that your camera starts up, that you can see yourself, and that you can work through this. Yeah, okay, no, I see it's giving me a hard time, but all right, I'll clear my browser later today. All right, and that's pretty much how it works. So please go and interact with these tools. Use different devices as well, so you can just see which one fits in the best for your exam. And that's pretty much how it's going to work. So that's pretty much from me with MCQ. So please do go and practice this. Have fun with it. Don't panic. It's quite a simple one to use. And all the best with your studies. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, David. So before we go to the next one, the Invigilator app, I do note a few questions about time. We will address that as well in the next section. But just a quick introductory video on the Invigilator app, and then we will go step by step also how to set it up and how to do the mock exam with the Invigilator app.
Welcome to the Invigilator app. This app helps you complete non-venue-based assessments safely and securely without being invasive or taking up too much of your time. All you need is a charged smartphone with a camera and a small amount of data or a Wi-Fi connection. The Invigilator app helps maintain academic integrity during non-venue-based assessments. How does it do this? While you are writing your exam, the Invigilator app takes random audio recordings, and if speech is detected, the recording is flagged for your lecturer to review. There will also be selfie and photo requests used to verify your identity and prevent unethical behavior. Your lecturer sets up the amount of photos the app will ask for and the audio recordings it will capture. Let's show you step by step what that looks like. 1. Begin by making sure your phone's operating system is up to date, and then start downloading the app on the Google Play Store, Apple App Store, or Huawei App Gallery. 2. Register as a student by signing up with your details. You will need to use your institutional email address, the one with your student number, and not your personal email address. A verification code or one-time PIN will be sent to your email address to complete the registration. 3. Remember to save and keep your password safe. We've built in a password reset function just in case though. 4. When you log in for the first time, the app will calibrate by requesting specific actions. This is to ensure your phone is compatible. 5. Permission will be requested to access your camera and microphone. You will need to grant the app access in order for you to complete your assessment. 6. Set up your master selfie by clicking the camera icon when prompted to do so. Your face should be evenly lit and visible. We recommend you remove your glasses and any face coverings such as a mask. This will be the photo that the facial recognition will run selfies against and flag if there is an unfamiliar selfie taken during an exam. Now you're all set to start an assessment. 7. You will need internet connection at the beginning and at the end of your assessment. 8. When commencing an exam, log into the app and the dashboard will load. First, you will need to scan the QR code or enter the exam code. This is the set of digits just below the QR code block. The QR code will be found either on your exam or shared by your lecturer before the assessment. 9. Once the code is scanned, the timer and invigilation will begin. You'll see the photo doc and the time remaining in the bottom right corner. 10. No one likes disruptions. Your phone can be on silent, but check that your media volume is turned up to hear the app notifications. 11. You can now place your cell phone next to you and begin your exam. 12. If you only have one device, you can press the Access LMS button to access your University Learning Management System through our in-app browser. This will allow you to write your assessment on your phone while still being invigilated by the app. 13. The app will notify you at random intervals for predetermined requests that your lecturer has set up. 14. Pop-up requests will ask for specific photos. In this example, it's a photo of your exam paper. 15. Once you've taken the photo, it will load into the photo box. 16. Now it's asking for a selfie. If your face is not visible, an error message will appear. 17. Action prompts have set time limits and will be flagged for your lecturer to review if not completed within that time. 18. If you are writing an online assessment on your LMS, which is your learning management system, you might be required to enter a verification code as an answer to one of the questions. Should you receive this request, there will be a button on the app saying, "Show exam code to enter." Only select this once you are on the question requesting this code. 19. If your exam is handwritten, You may be prompted to take photos of all the pages in your exam script at the end of your assessment to ensure that there is no additional writing after the allocated time is over. 20. What happens if you finish early? If your lecturer chose to allow you to end the assessment early, you can click on the I am finished button. 21. You are not allowed to exit the app at any time during the invigilation for any reason other than to WhatsApp the Invigilator help desk. Any out-of-app time will be available for your lecturer to review. 22. When the timer runs out, it will load the files onto the cloud. This is when you'll need data or a Wi-Fi connection. 23. This pop-up means the Invigilator app has successfully uploaded all the information. You can double-check if everything was uploaded by selecting the top left button to view your uploads. Now you're all done. Your lecturer will review the photos and recordings the app sends through. Don't worry about your personal or test data. It's completely safe and secure. Your information is only used for assessment purposes and then will be deleted later. So, how can you prepare for an assessment using the Invigilator app? Download the app ahead of time to be sure it's compatible with your phone. Before each assessment, check that your app is updated. Refer to the student user guide that you received from your lecturer to locate a demo QR code for you to practice using the app. Do this well in advance to ensure you're familiar with the process. Charge your phone fully before the assessment to ensure that you have sufficient battery. You'll need an internet connection for the following. 1. Registering for the first time. 2. Logging in. 3. Scanning the QR code or access code to enter the exam. 4. Uploading your Invigilator data at the end of the exam. Visit our website for more resources, guidance, and frequently asked questions, or contact our WhatsApp help desk for technical support. Now you're ready to use the Invigilator app. All the best with your upcoming assessment.
Okay guys, so that was a quick introduction on how the Invigilator app works. So currently we're under lesson 3, proctoring tools, Invigilator app. So by this time you should know that you will be using the Invigilator app. So if you are not going to be using the Invigilator app, you will not be able to register on this app. So that's why it's so important to make sure ahead of time that you will actually be using this app. And then very importantly, if you're going to be using this, you have to set it up at least 3 days in advance. You can't start the morning your exam and then download and register on the app. You will not have enough time to get started with your exams. So do it as soon as possible. If you know you're going to be using it, go and download it now already. So as they mentioned, you can go and download from various stores. So remember, this only runs on your phone. It does not work on your laptop. It's only on a mobile phone. And what I suggest is, if you only have one mobile phone, you don't have a laptop or desktop, try and borrow somebody's phone to download your exam questionnaire. It just makes it a lot easier that you don't have to jump between the apps. So on this page, there is a lot of training resources available as well. You know how to prepare for the examination, what's the steps that you need to take. But very importantly, on this page, have a look at this WhatsApp number. So I'm going to post this in the chat as well. If you're going to be using the Invigilator app, save this number on your phone as Invigilator app. So if you have problems on the day, you can send them a WhatsApp very quickly so that they can assist you. You know, maybe the code is not working or anything like that. They've got dedicated teams that are there to help you. So save this number that you've got it on hand. But before you remember you go for your exam, make sure that you have set it up. So let's have a look at this mock exam for this specific one. So remember, the first time that you access the mock exams, it might ask you to enroll. So all you need to do here is just say continue. And then remember, you need to sign in. So this is the same login that you use with my modules, to my live email address, and then your password. Now on this page, if you scroll down, so it's almost like what we saw earlier on your exams. You'll see your assessment, when it opens, when it's due, whether you submitted successfully or not. So let's take this as a real life scenario. And I really recommend it when you do this mock exam to also take it as a real life example. You know, set yourself up so that you get the notifications, all of that, so that you know everything is working. And sorry, just quickly, there we go. So what you do is you open up this page. Now, let's say our exam is starting at 9 o'clock. So we're going to not use the times that's on here, but say it's on this Wednesday, 6 September, we're starting at 9 a.m. So that means 15 minutes before the exam starts, I can actually come onto this page and access my questionnaire. And I can actually scan the QR code as well. So the app also allows you 15 minutes before you start to scan the QR code. So this time is really there for you to download your question paper and get ready for the time at 9 o'clock. Now, just note, it does give you 15 minutes before 9, but it only gives you 15 minutes after the starting time. So that means 9:30. After that, you're considered late for the exam. So that means you're going to try and scan the QR code, and they're going to say that you don't have time, or you pass the time to scan the code, because you're basically being considered late for the exam. So make sure in that 45-minute window, that's from quarter to when your exam starts to 30 minutes after when your exam starts, you do scan the QR code to get started. So on the day, what you would do, you'll come to your web page. Remember, if you're now eager, you're perhaps here 20 to 9. Now I'm sitting here on this main page over here, waiting for my exam to open. It's not going to refresh automatically. So when you see, okay, it's quarter to 9, is it open? Just click the refresh button to see, okay, is it open now? So then, you know, don't wait for it to suddenly change in front of you. So we know it's now quarter to 9. I can come in. I can download my question paper. Just always make sure that you're also familiar with the exam rules. It's always posted on all the exams as well. So I can download the question paper. I can open it up to see what my questions are. So here, if the QR code is available on this page, I can scan it with my phone. Or I can go to my question paper, and usually it's embedded on there as well. Some of the academics even send the QR codes to you beforehand as well to ensure that you've got it. So here I will now go, okay, I've got 10 minutes and I need to write at least 2 pages. So I can write it out in Word, or I can scan in pages to a PDF file. And the question is, briefly explain what you understand by an online exam at UNISA. So if you're going to be writing it out, remember, so you already started the app. It will ask you to take a photo of your identification. So that can be your ID document, can be your car, driver's license, passport, even if you have a UNISA access card, anything that's photo verification. It might also ask you to take a selfie to ensure it's you that's writing. And then you can just put it down flat next to you. It doesn't need to look at you. It doesn't record the video. It just records the sound in the background and gives you prompts now and again. So yeah, if I'm writing out on a notepad, I'll start writing. If I'm going to be using Word, I open my Word documents. I start writing out my answers for this. The app will run in the background. Just also note, a lot of you, I saw there was one for, can I put my phone on Do Not Disturb? I'll recommend not put it on Do Not Disturb, but once you scan your QR code and it starts, you don't need internet access on your phone. So that means you can actually put it in airplane mode so it doesn't get any notifications. So that is my recommendation, because if you perhaps put it on Do Not Disturb, you might not hear the prompts that the apps gives. So just remember also, you make sure the app is the one running. You put it down, it will fade, black. It doesn't matter as long as it's the main app running on the phone. So yeah, I'll just continue writing. Now there's two scenarios for the end. Say we are writing from 9 to 12. So I'm now typing out my Word document, or on my or write on my notepad. Now I finished at 11:30. That means I've still got 30 minutes before the due time for the exam, for me to submit. So that means I've still got a lot of time, really. So what I would suggest then you come here to log back into your exam portal. You come and you submit your examination, your PDF. So this is then when you're gonna, for instance, if you've got a Word document, you save it as a PDF. If you, how can I say, wrote it out, you scan it into a PDF document for uploading. So because you've still got 30 minutes left, you've got ample time, you can do this. After you've done this, you go to the app, you say you're done. It will ask you for any outstanding prompts, perhaps that it needs to do, and then it will ask you to take pictures of your script. So it might be, I wrote it out on Word, I just take pictures of each page that I wrote to make sure all answers are captured. But so that means after that, you can start the upload process, you're done. But say you write until 12. So 12 is when you have to complete. So the app will prompt you, it's time to submit. So what you do in that situation is you first submit on the app, because the app only gives you 8 minutes. So that means you've got 8 minutes to take the photos of your script that the app is asking you to and start the upload process. So what you do in that situation, you follow the app, you take pictures of your screen, capture all the answers or all your pages. You click on the start upload and you put it down. If the upload crashes in that time, it doesn't matter because you already started the upload process. After that, it's got 48 hours to complete the upload process. So if it crashes or gives problems, just don't worry about it. You've still got ample time to make contact with the Invigilator team to complete your upload. But you only then, on myExams, you get 30 minutes to submit. So we finish at 12, so that means by 12:30 we must submit. So I go up, and after I've uploaded my photos, say that took 8 minutes to do, so that means I only have 22 minutes left. So then I go save it to PDF or scan it into a PDF document, access myExams, and I complete the upload process. I saw there was a question where it says you submitted 28 minutes late. So remember, if you look at, for instance, the exams, it's usually got, like, for instance, a due date, and then they've got a cutoff time as well. So say this is 12 o'clock. Now the cutoff is 30 minutes, so that will give you up to 12:30. Now say you submit at 12:15, you're still within the cutoff period, and then you submit. So even though it tells you you were submitted late, but you were still within the cutoff period, so you are good to go. I saw it was 28 minutes, so you really got it very, very fine. Luckily, you still have 2 minutes left to submit. So just make sure, if it does tell you it's late, as long as it's submitted, you are good to go. So how do you actually submit a take-home exam? What you do is, once you're ready, you come back to myExams and you click on Add Submission button. From here, you can scroll down. Now, there's a few things to take note over here. First thing, you have to click the acknowledge that it is your own work. Have a look at the file size. It's 10 megabytes in this instance, and it only allows one file. And the file format should be PDF. So for your exams, already make sure that you know how to save to PDF. You could save a Word document directly to PDF, or you can use, for instance, the OneDrive app from Microsoft on your phone to scan into a single PDF. If it comes through as multiple PDFs, there are tools online, such as I Love PDF, where you can quickly, how can I say, upload your file, merge them, or even if you have it as JPEGs, you can convert it into a PDF. And if it's too big, you can always compress it. But what I always advise is if you use these tools, make sure it's still eligible or readable, the file that you will be submitting, that it's not corrupted and that it is easily readable. So we've got our PDF document now. So and I can check that I've got only one file. It's under 10 megs and it's a PDF document. I click on add. I go and I choose a file. And then I can go and upload my answers onto here. So I've got my document on here. I just want to quickly show you here as well. When you choose file, make sure that you're on recent upload a file. If you accidentally click one of these on the side, just click back on upload a file, and then you can select on choose a file. So from here, you select your document. Now, sometimes it does take a little bit long to load, to upload a file. So make sure the name displays here before you click upload this file. So the name must display next to choose file, and then you click upload file. Else it will give you an error and you just have to select the file again. But just make sure the name does display there, and then you can click upload this file. And then once you're done, you just click save changes. That means it's been successfully submitted. So it can be submitted for grading. If you're within the cutoff time, it will perhaps show yellow here. Let's say it's submitted 15 minutes late, but it's submitted. So you are actually good to go, even though you were in the cutoff time. Now, what I do recommend is scroll down, click on the file. Make sure it's not password protected, that it's not corrupted, that it's the correct file. A lot of times when you submit, you are in a rush, you accidentally select the wrong file. So come here, have a look. If it's the incorrect file, you just go edit submission or remove submission and add a new submission if you still have time within that 30 minutes. Now, some of the questions we also get with the Invigilator app is, what do you do if somebody comes in talking to you? Maybe your mom comes in, she asks, do you want some coffee? Or the kids come in, they want some candy or something. Don't worry about it. You can just tell them, no, I'm busy with exam. They can continue. Even if you get flagged, somebody actual person is actually going to listen to that sound clip to find out if you actually discussed any academic work. So really, do not worry about, if there's other noise in the background or somebody accidentally walks in and talks to you. The second thing is, what happens if you have to go to the bathroom, for instance? I would advise just tell the app, just say out loud, I'm quickly going to the bathroom. Now, if you miss a prompt within that period, they do allow you to, for instance, miss a prompt. But if you miss too many, say 2, then you get flagged. So then they might question, why did you miss 2 of them? So just try not to miss more than 1 in case you do go to the bathroom or anything like that. Those prompts are very important. And remember, when you're going to start the upload process, if you had your phone on airplane mode or flight mode, just switch it off so it does have connection then to submit. So you'll note you only need connection at the beginning and connection at the end when you submit. The same with myExams. You only need connection at the beginning to access the myExams portal to download your question paper, and then you need access again at the end to submit. Not like the MCQs where you need continuous connection throughout the quiz. Now, the other one that we're going to be looking at is iris invigilation. So if you go back to the course, you can have a look at iris invigilation. Now, iris invigilation is a bit different than the other 2. So iris invigilation is currently only used by CSET, College of Science, Engineering, Technology, or some of the modules in the College of Accounting Sciences. No other colleges are using this. So remember, you will never use 2 types of proctoring. It will only be Moodle proctoring, or you will only be using iris invigilation, or you will only be using the Invigilator app. You won't be using 2 at the same time. Now, the big difference between this one and the other tools, Moodle proctoring is only for MCQs. So if you know your exam is going to be a multiple choice quiz, you know you're going to be using Moodle proctoring. If it's a take-home exam, a written exam, you know you're going to be using Invigilator app, unless it's one of the research exams that spans over a few days. If you're with the College of Science and Engineering, also you have a module of CAS that will be using IRIS, you'll know you will only be using IRIS, and that is for MCQ and take-home exams. Now, since this is only for the specific colleges, we won't delve too deep into the setup because they do have their own support sessions for this as well. But what I want to show you is on this page, we've got the official IRIS website. All you need to for IRIS Invigilation, you need to install the extension. So here I come, I click on, I'm using Microsoft Edge, so I'll click on this button over here. It will take me to the Microsoft Edge extension store. I'll just click on Get and then Add Extension. So this will install now the extension onto my browser. So you'll note it will pop up once it's installed. There's also this extensions button that will show me IRIS is installed. So we've got a mock exam for this as well, where you can test your setup. So open IRIS mock exam. And then from here, there is the two types. So one is the file upload, and the other one is the MCQ that uses the quiz tool. So what do you do with especially the quiz tool? Let me just quickly show you. So if I click on this, IRIS will pop up. So that's how I know it's installed correctly. It will ask me to allow your camera, almost like the Moodle proctoring tool. So I have to click allow. First time you use it, you have to agree and consent to the data validation. We'll ask you for your microphone. So I have to click allow for my microphone as well. So as you can see, this is a lot different than the other ones. They actually capture your screen, captures your sound and your video camera. So, and it only works on a desktop. So with those colleges, you do need a desktop or laptop to write on. What you will see here, for instance, it gives me a message that there is a second screen detected. So this is another one. You may only use one screen for this. So remember, if you're using a dual monitor setup, you have to unplug the one monitor. You will only be able to use one monitor. So from here, you just fill in your credentials, your student number, all of that, go through the setup process. It's very quick, and then you get started. So basically what you can do after you at the screen, you set it up, you can minimize it, and then you can continue. So if it's a take-home exam, you can write it out in Microsoft Word, you can write it out on a piece of paper. You can, if it's MCQ, you just start with the quiz. Now, one thing I do want you to note is to attempt this quiz, you need to know the quiz password. Now we get a lot of queries. I don't have the password for the exam. The lecturer didn't provide it to me. They are not going to give it to you because this is actually one of the security tests, is to make sure that Invigilator is working correctly. When this pops up and it asks you for the password, it should actually fill in automatically. So you don't need to actually fill it in. The IRIS app, as you come, well, let me just close it quickly. If we go back, click on IRIS Invigilation.
Hi there, remember me?
It will fill in the password automatically in the background. So there's no need for you to fill it in. So you can just go start attempt and then from here continue. I don't know why this one is now not filling it in, but usually that's the way it should work, is it's set up correctly. I think it's because I haven't set up all of these yet. So make sure to do the mock exam. If you're going to be using an MCQ, follow it exactly as you would do with a normal exam. Follow the steps, make sure that your setup is working. So that there is also their website where you can find advice. Get yourself familiar with the, where the FAQs are. especially there's a lot of people having uploading problems. Now, what I suggest with that is if it does get stuck on the end with uploading, obviously give it ample to enough time to complete uploading. There is also a link to force the upload. And then if that still isn't working, just take screenshots and let your academic know so that they can find out on their side what is the problem. So don't stress too much about it. If it's stuck on the uploading, try to force upload. If that's not working, just let your academic in the exam know. They are, how can I say, familiar with the problem. So as long as you've just got evidence on your side that you have attempted to upload. So that's iris vigilation. As mentioned, we're not going to delve deep into this one because it's college specific, and they do have their own webinar specifically on this. If you actually log into the exams portal for CSET, they also have their own mock exam that you can do on their portal as well with their own resources. So just to give you a summary, so we discussed these three tools. So remember, Moodle proctoring, very easy. For quizzes, you don't need to install anything. You just need a working camera. Make sure beforehand your camera is working. Things that happens usually with this one, make sure you don't have a privacy slider on your laptop. A lot of times you get students said the camera isn't working, but then accidentally they never opened the slider that's in front of the camera. So just have a look at your camera, make sure it's open. Another thing is if you're using a phone, make sure in the camera app of your phone that your camera is front-facing camera is working. If you're using a laptop, open the camera app, the Microsoft camera app, just to make sure the camera is working actually. If you're going to be using a desktop, remember you will need a webcam. So this app only captures your picture at random times. Doesn't record sound or what you do on your screen. It only takes a picture of you at random times. The Invigilator app only runs on your phone, only used for take-home exams. So you basically start the app, you scan the QR code, you follow the prompts, you put your phone next to you. It will record audio in the background. So it doesn't take continuous video. It just records audio in the background. And then at the end, you need to take pictures of your script, upload it to myExams, and then also, or not to myExams, you upload the pictures to the Invigilator app, and you upload your PDF document on myExams. Very important, make sure it's submitted on myExams, because that's the one that gets marked. A lot of people ask, I've submitted on the Invigilator app, but struggled on myExams, couldn't submit, can't I get it from the Invigilator app? Unfortunately, they can't, and that's also to protect your information. They only get the relevant information from iris, from the Invigilator app team. So as we mentioned, iris, mostly used by College of Science, Engineering, Technology. They have their own resources, support teams. It's a Google Chrome extension, so you can put it on Google Chrome or Microsoft Edge, and it only works on a computer, and it requires a microphone, camera, and webcam. So just make sure of which one you're going to be using, and only practice those ones. And as I mentioned, go and do the mock exams to make sure that your setup is working. Now, just some tips on devices. Now, remember, we always say access to a device. It doesn't need to be your own device. If you only, for instance, have one smartphone and you're going to be using the Invigilator app, maybe borrow somebody else's phone just to download the question paper. If you're going to be using a laptop that's very slow, but maybe see if you can't get one that's a little bit faster, just to know, especially with the iris invigilation, that you don't get stuck. But generally, try not phones older than 5 years. It's updated. You've got enough space on there, especially with the Invigilator app. Remember, it needs space to save those prompts that you're taking. Remember, it doesn't upload it automatically because you don't necessarily have internet. So it does need space for those pictures that you are taking. And always make sure on your phone that it's got a working camera, microphone, and sound. Now, when it comes to desktop or laptop computers, make sure it's at least Windows 10. Can run Microsoft Office programs comfortably. You've got the latest Chrome or Edge. Now, if you're going to be using, say, the Invigilator app, You don't need a camera, microphone, sound, or Wi-Fi because it will be running on the app. If you're going to be using Moodle proctoring, you only would need a working camera because it will be taking pictures of you. But if you're going to be using Iris, you need a working camera, microphone, sound, and obviously continuous Wi-Fi. So just make sure that you've got all the required tools. So as we mentioned, the mock exams are there. They are open. You could do them multiple times, so you can be very comfortable so that when you get to your exams, you're not worrying about the tools because at the end, it's about, learning your actual content. So I'm just quickly going to hand over to Jesse, just to give you an introduction of what do you do if you run into problems, who do you contact? There is a dedicated support line for exams with a dedicated team as well. So I just want to find out, Jesse or Cornele, which one will be presenting today?
It's Cornele, Richard.
Thank you, Cornele. You can go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning to our students and colleagues. Thank you, Richard. Good morning again to our students and colleagues. My name is Cornele. I am from the contact center. I will be taking you through, I'm sorry about that. Okay, thank you. I will be taking you through the process on how you can communicate with us during your examination. If you are experiencing perhaps any challenges. So basically what we do, we provide support throughout the student work. However, for today, I will focus on exam-related inquiries since it is exam period. So we have multiple entry of communication. You can call us using the 0800 number. To be exact, it is 0800 001870. And please make sure that you choose option 4. That's where we have our colleagues that can assist you during the examination period. We also have the general email box, which is inquire@unisa.ac.za. We have data queries, we have my module, and also specifically for this period, kindly use SCSC exam inquiries email address, which is examinquiries@unisa.ac.za. We also have our social chats via the corporate page. It's on your far right. And then we also have your Twitter and also Facebook. You can communicate with us. You just need to make sure that when you communicate with us, you provide the information that is sufficient for us to assist you quicker, which is your student number, your contact details, where we can communicate with you if we are, we want to call you after the query is received. And also, if possible, kindly provide us with the full description of your challenge, because that will assist us to know how to assist you or provide a solution immediately. And also we have an escalation process, which we hardly use because our students are attending these sessions, which make them to be familiar with the exam proctoring tools, exam process, and also the rules. However, we use this information on the screen if maybe we are experiencing challenges that we are unable to resolve within our section. We have supervisors, we also have managers for both campuses, and also the deputy director. As I said, we hardly use this information. And also please make sure that when you communicate with us students, you use your MyLife email account, because it takes priority. If you use your Gmail, unfortunately, it will take us forever to attend to your query. You need to use the MyLife also to be protected in terms of the BOPI Act. Having said that, good luck with your examination. Thank you so much. Back to you, Richard.
Thank you, Cornelia. So students, please take down those numbers. It's available on myUnisa as well. If you click on the inquiries link, save them. So if you have any problem, the team is there to support you, and reach out as soon as you have any problems. So there is ample time to assist you out. So next we're going to hear from Oxford, but before that, we're just going to have introduction by Lwazi. And please stay tuned. After this, we will introduce the new AI assistant that's available and powered by Lwazi to help you with any additional questions you might have. And we will really be building on that to make sure that we incorporated as many questions as possible. But first, let's hear from Lwazi on why we need to be inclusive.
Hello again, dear students. It is important for us to recognize and celebrate the diversity within our academic community. This brings us to our next crucial topic, the support available for differently abled students at our university. Our university is committed to creating an inclusive and accessible learning environment for all students, regardless of their abilities or disabilities. We believe that every student has the right to access quality education and receive the necessary support to thrive academically. To ensure this, our university offers a range of support services tailored specifically for differently abled students. These services include, but are not limited to, assistive technology, adaptive learning materials, and dedicated support staff. In the following session, we will delve deeper into each of these support services and discuss how they can be utilized to enhance the academic experience for differently abled students. So, please stay with us as we explore the various ways our university is working to support all members of our academic community. Thank you.
So that introduction, I'll hand over to Pintias from the Oxford to show you exactly how do you apply for these services. Thanks, Pintias.
Thank you so much, Richard. Good morning, students and colleagues. As introduced, my name is Pintias Nguna from the Advocacy and Resource Center for Students with Disabilities. Lwazi did most of the job that I'm supposed to do here, but I will touch base. Ladies and gentlemen, the Advocacy and Resource Center for Students with Disabilities was established to provide for the diverse needs of students with disabilities. Colleagues, I'd like to start with this question. Did you disclose your disability? You may be sitting there thinking that I don't have a disability. Why am I asked this question? Okay, just hold on, then you'll get the answers why I'm asking these questions. Oxford, as I mentioned earlier, provides a wide range of services, but today, for the purpose of this presentation, it will be only on the exam preparations. Then I must remind you, students, that students with disabilities are not inferior to students without disabilities. And it is important for students who require special examination arrangements to apply, because this is not automatic. And students who apply for special examination arrangements, after providing all the documentation proof, they are exempted from proctoring as part of reasonable accommodation. One may ask, why are they exempted from proctoring? Let me give an example. My colleague presented on Invigilator app. From time to time, it will require a student to take a selfie or a picture of their identity document or the picture of their script. Just imagine, how will a blind student do that? And again, he mentioned that there will be a prompt whereby there will be a beep, then to alert you to take a picture of maybe your script or the selfie or the identity document. Just imagine, for a deaf person, how will a deaf student hear that? It is amongst others that we exempted students with disabilities from proctoring to ensure that they are also reasonably accommodated. We also assess students who require alternative assessments as per their individual needs and their disabilities. As students, let me quickly show you the form that you should have completed by now in order to receive the reasonable accommodation that I'm referring to. Then this form that I'm projecting now will enable any student who require reasonable accommodation to be assisted. I'm quickly scrolling down just to open the form. I believe by now you can see the form.
Yes, we can.
Thank you so much. This form, students, you need to complete. Then what is important, if you can check, then it states the requirements when you request for reasonable accommodation, whether you have text magnification softwares, the required technology. And most important, if you go to page 2, it will require you to specify the amount of time that is required. Extra time, let's say, for example, you may find that 2 students present a similar disability. It could be blindness, but in terms of their needs will differ. If a person was born blind and somebody who acquired blindness at a later stage, then these 2 students will not require the same amount of time to complete their exams. It is upon this that we require students to specify individually, because we don't apply the one-size-fits-all approach. And for students who require oral exams, we also provide the required support. I must say that this particular form must be stamped by your doctor or your physician, and also give a brief description of your disability and the kind of reasonable accommodation that is needed. By so doing, students, we're not in any way taking you back to the medical model, but we want to ensure that students with disabilities receive the best support from the university. Then after completing this form, submitting to the university, you should receive a confirmation letter. Let me quickly show you a sample of the confirmation letter. By now, students who applied for special examination arrangements, you should have received a letter similar to this one. This letter will specify that you are exempted from proctoring tools, and the amount of time that is allocated to you will be specified on that particular letter. If there's any other reasonable accommodation that you requested for, will also be specified on the letter. And this letter can only be received from your MyLife email address. We don't send this to your Yahoo Mail or your Gmail. Please, students, it's important that you always visit your MyLife email address in order to get more information relating to your studies. In terms of disclosure, students, we encourage all of you not to conceal your disability. While we respect your rights to disclose or not to disclose your disability, remember that students who does not disclose their disabilities may not receive reasonable accommodation or even demand, because the university won't be aware of your individual needs. Like I said earlier, that we don't apply the one-size-fits-all approach. We don't say because these students have paraplegia, then this is the kind of service that they will receive. I'm sure students, you are aware that then paraplegia as well, it goes with the level, the spinal level. Then each and every person with paraplegia or any other disability will require a complete different set of reasonable accommodation. And whether your disability is visible or invisible, please come forward so that we can assist you. The university accommodates all disabilities. And for our students who acquire disabilities now closer to exams or during exams, please do come forward. I will share our contact details at the end of the presentation so that we can also accommodate you. We are aware that disability can happen to anyone. You don't apply to have a disability. And we are also aware of students who are reluctant to disclose their status due to the fear of stigma and victimization. in particular students who are new in the world of disability. I must say, students, when you disclose your disability, you'll only receive the required support from the university, and the information will be kept confidential. By not disclosing your disability, you are disadvantaging yourself. In line with the motto for students or for persons with disabilities, there's nothing about us without us. We ensure that students with disabilities are contacted from time to time, are consulted from time to time on matters that affects them. It is therefore important for you, student. If you have a disability and you require support from us, please come forward so that we can assist you and advise accordingly. Students, now that you know, why should you disclose your disability and the support provided to students with disabilities during exams? It remains your responsibility to request or use the services that are provided to students with disabilities. These are the contact details of ACSUIT. Please send an email to acsuit@unisa.ac.za. Then we'll definitely provide the required support. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, I wish you all the best with your exams. Thank you.
Thank you, Pentias. So very importantly, make contact with Oxford, see how they can support you so that you can have the best experience of your studies at UNISA. So lastly, as we mentioned before, we're going to introduce the Lwazi Online Assistant. This is actually powered by AI technology as well. But let me hand over to Lwazi to introduce the tool.
I am extremely excited to introduce you to a brand new feature that has been developed to further support you in your academic journey, our online myExams Assistant Chat. Our online assistant chat is a virtual space where you can ask questions, seek guidance, and receive support for all your exam needs. Whether you're struggling with a specific topic, need help preparing for an exam, or simply looking for advice on how to manage your time effectively, our online assistant chat is here to assist you. Accessing and using the online assistant chat is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Simply visit the ADOVH site and click on the Have an Exam Question button at the bottom right, and start typing your question. Me, as the AI-powered assistant, will then provide you with the information you need in real time. I strongly encourage all of you to take advantage of this fantastic resource. It is a convenient and effective way to get the support you need, whenever you need it. And don't worry, my online assistant chat is designed to be user-friendly and accessible to everyone, regardless of your level of technical expertise. So, what are you waiting for? Give it a try and see how my online assistant chat can help you achieve academic success. Remember, we are here to support you every step of the way, and together, we can overcome any challenges that come our way. Thank you and best of luck with your exams.
Other with that, with Lwazi, please go make use of the tool. It is a new tool that's been released. It was trained on all the guides that we've got for myExams and frequently asked questions, and we will be expanding it in the future. So if there's a question that's not in there already, you can always reach out to us at ADOVH at unisa.ac.za, and we can actually increase its knowledge base. So I see there's one question. What do I do if fall sick during the exams? Remember, all undergraduates gets automatically gets assigned a second opportunity. Remember, that will then be the final opportunity. So if you miss the exam for any reason, load shedding or anything like that, you will be automatically enrolled for the second opportunity. Only postgrad students have to apply for AgroTax. So just remember, that's one change that did come in with this year's exams. Now, in the chat, I've also posted the post-course assessment. If you completed the pre-course assessment, please complete this one as well. I'll post the link again. Let me just quickly get it here. So this will just help us in the future to even improve the resources that we do provide you. And then the recordings will be made available on the course site under webinar recordings. So if you have a look here on the left navigation, there's webinar recordings. Then I also want to just show you on Tuesday, we will be having another session. So this is the final webinar. So webinar is where we go through all the information step by step. But on Tuesday, we will have what we call a blast session. So that will be Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock. So there's two sessions. If you've got, for instance, questions on academic integrity, online assessment skills, you can join the link at the bottom. If you need any help with your proctoring tools setup, you can click the link at the top. So these sessions, we generally open it up more for questions. We can allow you to open your microphone, share your screen if you can, so we can really assist you with any problems that you might have. This is also a good session if you perhaps have exam anxiety, come share it. All the other students share their experiences as well, and we really are there then to support each other. So these are really good sessions. If you just want to reach out, hear what's happening with other students as well, come and join the session on Tuesday at 6 o'clock. Now, as you might have seen, Lwazi, the chat is available on here. We will be building onto this. Next year, we will be focusing a lot more on AI. As you might know, technology is changing very rapidly at the moment, and we're really going to aim to keep you ahead of the technology curves and really prepare you for the future wave that's coming, so that when you go into the workplace, you are ready, but you can also be the best you can be with online exams or online studies. So please make sure use of the website. I will post a link as well. There's a few other resources on there as well, and we will keep on expanding on this website with the resources that is available. So I'm just quickly gonna copy the link in again in case you missed it earlier. So you can use the link that's on the screen or scan the QR code, but if not, the link will be now in the chat as well. So with that, I want to say all the best with your exams. I hope it's going well so far with your preparation. Remember, get these proctoring tools, all of that set up as soon as possible, so you don't need to worry about them on the day, and you don't need to worry about, until you write your exams, because then you can only focus on actually studying material. So as you're going to experiment with them, you'll see it's actually very easy to use. And there's always support available for you as well if you have any problems. So thanks everybody for joining this morning. All the best with the exams, and we'll see you again on Tuesday at 6. Go well. Bye.